And welcome back to another one of my Spanish lessons, just where I teach myself Spanish and you watch along. We're going to carry on today with directions, and we're going to start with a recap of what we learned in the last video, directions one, before we're going to move on to learning from another resource to keep things changed up. I've got my notebook. Let's carry on with the recap and see what I can remember from yesterday, or yesterday for me. Don't know when it was for you. And we have a Radeon software coming up, but I'm just going to ignore that and we're going to carry on. There we go. So we had the unit conversation that we were introduced to in the unit 4 of the Live Lingua podcast. I should reinstate again. We are doing the Live Lingua podcast, still very good. Check out their podcast in the description. Obviously, everything, all the credit goes to them. I'm simply learning. So we had, perdón, señorita, ¿dónde está la estación de autobuses? En la próxima esquina doble a la izquierda y siga derecho por esa calle hasta el final. Gracias, muy amable. And if I looked at this conversation now, I can remember. I mean, we learned donde está. Then you insert the location. Perdón, señorita. We had the cultural notes that we quickly tapped over, so I can remember that perdón, señorita, because the lady may look under 30 in this situation, so we'd assume señorita. Donde está la estación de autobuses? Where is the bus station? And then, so this is where we then get to the tricky bits. En la próxima esquina doble a la izquierda y siga derecho por esa calle hasta el final. We'll recap all the words that we learned here, but if I'm looking at that, I would say, I think proxima is next. I don't think we actually got taught that bit in this, or recapped it in this so far. So in the next corner, esquina, turn, doble, in the next corner, turn. I remember izquierda was left. The next corner, turn left, and siga derecho. Continue straight for the calle hasta, till the end of the street. I'm going to say till the end of the street. Calle street, hasta, until, el final, the end. Brilliant. And then gracias, muy amable. I'm pretty sure that was gracias, and it literally translates to very friendly. So gracias, thank you, very kind of you, thank you very much. Lovely, so let's move on. As you can see, I've put in a nice little slide here, so remember the names. So for me, I should be all good. Aeropuerto, airport, estación de autobuses, bus station, estación de tren, train station, restaurante, restaurant. I need to ask my girlfriend how to pronounce that. Hotel, hotel, museo, museum, mercado, market. Oh, we've skipped ahead. If we quickly leave and move that over. Yes, brilliant. I could check it the other way. Aeropuerto. Oh, see, I'm already struggling. It's just estación de autobuses, estación de tren, restaurante, hotel, museo, mercado. Brilliant. And we have donde está. So let's move on to the next one. Now this is the long list of stuff that we got, and this is where I got confused yesterday, where I said derecho was right. I soon learned that derecho is actually straight. Then we had izquierda, left, derecha, right, siga, continue straight, I think, doble, turn, enfrente, in front of, hasta, until, el final, the end, esquina, corner, calle, street, avenida, avenue, carretera, was that highway, and then quadras, city block. We don't use that much in England, so that's a difficult one to remember. So if I will now change these over, or let me check first, straight, am I right on all of them? Turn, doble, esquina, corner, I believe I'm all good. Can I do it the other way? This is where I struggle. So we've got straight, or is that derecho? Left, izquierda, right, derecho, derecha, sorry, I went too early there. Continue straight, siga, turn doble, in front of, enfrente, until, hasta, the end, el final, corner, esquina, I nearly said doble, I just need to take my time, relax. Corner, esquina, street, calle, avenida, highway, carretera, and then city blocks, quadras. I just saw it, but I can always recap, and I like to leave myself these things so I can always go back if I need to remember and recap myself. Normally it comes back. We finished here and we quickly tapped on these, but it was a lot of information, a lot of vocabulary for one session. So I didn't touch them too much, but having known those words, let's see what we can get from these. Let's make it full screen. So we've got siga derecho por esa calle hasta el final. Continue straight on the street until the end. Continue straight until the end of the street. Siga derecho hasta la esquina y doble a la derecha. So continue straight until the corner and turn left and turn right. Continue straight until the corner and turn straight. Doble a la derecha y siga derecho por 3 cuadras hasta la carretera. So turn right and continue straight for 3 cuadras. Cuadras, was that highway? No, because that's until the highway. For 3 cuadras, for 3 city blocks, for 3 blocks. Let's carry on before we go away. And so we've got doble a la izquierda, turn left, and continue straight for 4 cuadras, so for 4 blocks, and doble turn and turn right. We're getting there. These are, we do get that. It comes so quickly once you get it. Doble a la izquierda en la esquina y siga derecho hasta el final. Turn left at the corner and continue straight until the end. So until sort of the end of the street, I assume you just imagine that was. And then está enfrente del supermarket. It's in front of the supermarket. Let's see what the translators do. It's the hearing it in real time that I'd struggle with, but if I ask them to sort of slow down, I guess. But I think I actually saw that we learn how to slow down the next podcast that we'll go over soon. So we've got continue on the street until the end. I had that. Siga derecho hasta la esquina y doble a la derecha. So continue straight until the corner and turn right. Yeah, then turn right. So you sort of, then it's, yeah, same thing. Doble a la derecha y siga derecho por 3 cuadras. So continue. Oh, this is where I wasn't sure what the cuadras was. I just assumed it was 3 blocks. Continue, turn right and continue straight for 3 blocks until you reach the highway. Good stuff. I hope you're keeping up with me. I'm sure if I'm able to keep it carrying like this, then you should as well. Doble a, so turn left and continue straight for 4 blocks until then turn right. Yep. Turn left on the corner and then continue straight until the end. It's in front of the supermarket. So I was exactly right. It doesn't make exact sense, I guess. It's in front of the supermarket until the end of the street, and the end of the street is in front of the supermarket. So I guess yeah, brilliant. So that's all pretty good. Do I try and do it the other way? Yeah, I guess we do. So siga. Is it derecho? Sigo derecho. Is it en la calle hasta el final? So I'd say siga derecho en la calle hasta el final. I meant derecho. So I got siga derecho por esa calle. Por esa calle, because esa is that. I think we'll recap that in another session, and another resource that I've done recently. I'll be good to go over on the channel though. Por esa, on that. Continue straight on that street. I was saying on the street until the end. So I suppose I'm still saying the same thing, but not quite. Continue straight until the corner. Siga derecho hasta esquina y doble derecha. Siga derecho hasta la esquina y doble a la derecha. I just said y doble derecha. They're the little things I need to know when I'm talking Spanish. It's y doble a la derecha. Turn right and continue straight for 3 blocks. Doble derecho. Would it be doble a la derecha y siga derecho por 3 cuadras hasta you reach the highway. I'll be stuck there. doble a la derecha y siga derecho, yeah, por 3 cuadras, I was right, it's cuadras, hasta la carretera. Hasta la carretera. That's all it was. I overcomplicated a bit in my head, I guess, didn't I? Then turn left and continue straight for 4 blocks. So doble izquierda y siga derecho por 4 carretera. I have to admit I cheated and looked at the other one. Carretera. Y doble a la derecha. Y doble a la derecha. Yeah, so I got the little ones in there again. This time I didn't go wrong where I did before. Doble a la izquierda, siga derecho por 4 cuadras y doble a la derecha. So then last one, doble derecha at the corner a la esquina y siga derecho hasta el final la calle, el calle, I can't remember. Está enfrente el supermercado. Del supermercado. Doble a la izquierda en la esquina. Did I say that? So I'm not sure if I did. Doble a la izquierda en la esquina. So it's turn right at the corner. Doble a la izquierda. Well, that's left. That's right. So I was right. It'd be doble a la derecha. Is it a la? Yeah, it would be doble a la derecha. En la esquina y siga derecho hasta el final. Está enfrente de. Yeah. So I mean, I got close enough. And I say with that, I'll keep this, and I may even look over this again later, or I'll just leave it up before I go and get my lunch or whatever I'm going to do next. And with that, let's finish off. So we've actually got, I looked at it ahead of time, I was a little bit more prepared than the last one. We've got saying thank you, I don't understand, and more slowly please. That's the next one after the last recap one we just had. And we actually learned how to just say these, and I think it's good to hear it before we then practice it. But we should be able to remember them relatively easily.
Let's get started.
Empecemos. So.
Thank you. That's very nice of you.
Just do it without looking at it.
Gracias, muy amable.
Gracias, muy amable. It's very kind.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Perdón, no comprendo.
Perdón, no comprendo. The last one you've got to remember.
Can you repeat it more slowly, please?
Más despacio, por favor.
Más despacio, por favor. Más despacio, por favor. Okay. So, the quick ones that we just learned, I feel like they'll be relatively easy. All I'm just going to do is, I'll just say them over a few times. I think I might copy it back into my PowerPoint and then go over it, but we've got más despacio, por favor. I'll need to remember that. Sorry, I didn't understand. Perdón, no comprendo. I think that's one that I won't need to practice too much. Más despacio, por favor. Más despacio, por favor. Can you repeat it more slowly? Let's do it whilst we're on here, just so, I mean, this is what I'd do if I was learning Spanish. This is how I do it. So I would simply paste this into here, stretch it out. I suppose I can share these as well. I have to share these online and maybe on a OneDrive or a Google Drive, and then share it, open the link, I'll put it in the description. I'll copy over this box. We'll put it in the corner. Shrink it down, and let's test ourselves. Thank you, that's very nice of you. Gracias, muy amable. We learned that one. Sorry, I didn't understand. Perdón, no comprende. No comprendo, no comprendo. Why do I say comprende? Is that saying no comprende? Is that just where it's mistaken, or perdón, no comprendo? Can you repeat it more slowly, please? Más despacio, por favor. Yeah, so let's then try and go the other way. Gracias, muy amable. Thank you, it's very kind of you. Sorry, I don't understand. Más despacio, por favor. More slowly, please. I suppose it literally translates to, can you repeat it more slowly, please? Nice one. And let's move on. I think those are ones that we can get relatively quickly. I'll probably need to recap with myself that last one a bit more, but the rest of them is good. And then we've got visualization practice. And and that's where I'm going to cut myself off. I go on a massive rampant. I don't understand a lot of it. I find it too hard for myself. So what they do is they give you these situations where you would then try and visualize yourself in those situations and you would speak and imagine the conversation that would then take place. I found this way too hard. I've put all this into the PowerPoint, and I'm going to skip ahead to the practice exercises, as I found this a little bit easier, but a good in between. And I was actually able to begin to figure it out. I've put them into the PowerPoint. I've seen the answers. I probably can't remember them. I hadn't actually figured out. I just copied over the answers, so we can do this straight from the PowerPoint. So this is how it starts. You get given this picture, and it says, we need to give the answers for how we would then get from that place. So la tienda está a blank del banco. How would we get from la tienda, the store, to the bank? She would say la tienda está a 3 cuadras del banco. The store is 3 blocks from the bank. And let's just check that I am still right there. Brilliant. What we'll do is we'll zoom in so we don't keep having to go on and off. So we're right. So I can say la tienda está a 3 cuadras del banco, because the store is 3 blocks from the bank. We learned cuadras is blocks. 3 está store. Esta, we know the words there. Del banco, bank. They haven't actually taught us those words, so that's where you might need to go and do your own little research. I just knew that. It's banco, bank. So let's move on to the next. Para ir del museo al banco, blank, a la izquierda en la esquina, blank, 2 cuadras y blank, a blank. Blankety blank. So, para ir del museo al banco. This is where I struggle. It's on these little ones. So para ir, I know ir is go. So I'm just going to guess it's to go to the museum from the bank. Go from the museum. I'm going to say from the museum to the bank. So you would turn. So turn, doble a la izquierda. So you doble a la izquierda en la esquina. Turn left on the corner. As we can see here, we're going to turn left on the corner so we say hasta 2 cuadras, until 2 blocks. Would that then make sense? Y doble a desparada. I can't remember how to say right. Derecha. Wow, see, I completely forgot. So doble a la derecha. And I got that one wrong. It was siga. What did I say? I can't remember what I said, but this is what I've got a long way to go. So I've got para ir del museo al banco, doble a la izquierda en la esquina, and then continue straight for 2 blocks. That makes sense. 2 cuadras. Okay. And then the last one, doble a la derecha. I said a derecha. Well, I forgot the word for right, actually. If I'd have heard it, I think it would have been okay. But speaking, I would have struggled, obviously. This is why we're practicing. Doble a la derecha. And we've got 2 more before we come back to the visualization practice. El supermercado está blank la plaza. The supermarket is something that is in front of. Enfrente or frente, front of la plaza. Frente a. El supermercado esté frente a. I'm guessing that's just in front of. If I search that in English, that's just versus, facing. We didn't learn that one, so that's a new one. Frente a. I'm guessing that is the same thing if I was to find a proper dictionary. So it's sort of opposite, facing. Okay. So that's one that I'll probably put on the PowerPoint later. Frente a. So that's a little bit of a difficult one, but I suppose I do quite like that. That it makes me have to research myself. So I learned that. El supermercado esté frente a la plaza. Brilliant. And we've got one more of these situations here. Para ir del centro comercial a la iglesia, These are words I don't think I've heard before. Siga blank por 2 cuadras y blank a la derecha. Siga blank y en la doble. So, to go to the commercial center, it just says centro. I'm not sure what that directly translates to, but if I'm reading it, that's where I'd guess. Commercial, so centro a la iglesia. To get to the... So, let's carry on. So, to go from the center, el centro, a la iglesia, is that somewhere else, iglesia? Yeah, that is. That's the church, I'm assuming. So, continue straight. Oh, the centro comercial is somewhere else. That's in the bottom right. Okay, this is the hard one. So, to get from... Wow. To get from the el centro comercial, you need to siga derecho por 2 cuadras. So, first one is siga derecho. Y doble a la derecha, because you then need to turn right after the 2 blocks. So we're going to siga derecho por 2 cuadras y doble a la derecha. Siga derecho continue straight y en la iglesia doble izquierda. And y en la esquina, and at the corner, doble izquierda. Yes. So derecho, siga derecho por 2 cuadras y doble a la derecha. So far, so good. Siga derecho, continue straight, y doble a la derecha. Siga derecho, continue straight. And on the corner, and at the corner, esquina, doble a la izquierda. I missed the a la izquierda bit. I just said izquierda, but I'm getting the right idea. So we're getting, I need to really keep remembering these a la izquierda. Let's see how long I've been recording this for. So we've then got visualization practice, which I'm actually going to leave to do ourselves. I'll do this off camera just as we finish. I'll leave this for you to pause here. Try and put yourselves in these situations and try and imagine how the conversation would go. If you struggle, that's fine. I'm going to struggle a lot. But that's where we're going to leave off this video. Next video, we will be touching on something else, using a different resource, not on the live Lingua podcast, and we'll see what we end up doing. I like leaving it down to a little bit of surprise for myself as well. I can't say I planned it. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.